Title: He thought I was cheating, but the truth was far worse than that. It started one night when I thought I was dreaming. I woke up in the middle of the night to my boyfriend, Noah, sitting up beside me, staring. His face was pale in the moonlight. "What are you doing?" he whispered. I blinked, disoriented. My heart was pounding, my hands trembling. Not from fear but something else. "What do you mean?" I mumbled. "You were shaking," he said, his voice tight, moaning. "I thought you were." He didn't finish, but I could hear the accusation in the silence that followed. At first, I laughed awkwardly. "You think I was, what?" Touching myself. Noah didn't laugh. He got up, left the room, and I lay there staring at the ceiling, confusion replacing the fog of sleep. The next morning, things were off. He avoided eye contact, made his coffee without offering me any, and kept checking his phone. When I asked what was wrong, he said nothing. "Just tired." But I knew that tone. I'd heard it before. The kind people use when they're silently replaying something they don't want to admit bothers them. That night, it happened again. The shaking, the tightening in my chest, my fingers clenching the sheets. I wasn't awake for it. But when I opened my eyes, Noah was again sitting up, staring at me like I was a stranger. "I heard you," he said. "You were saying something." "What?" He swallowed. "You said someone's name." My stomach dropped. "What name?" He hesitated. "Ethan." I hadn't spoken to Ethan in years. He was my ex, the kind of person you delete from everything, but who still lingers in memory like a scar. I didn't, I insisted. "Noah, I swear I didn't." But he didn't believe me. A few days passed. He grew colder, suspicious. Had asked casual questions. "You've been sleeping fine? Or any weird dreams lately?" But I could feel the bitterness beneath. One night I woke up alone. Noah was on the couch, staring at his phone, scrolling through old pictures of us. When I sat next to him, he didn't look up. "I just don't understand," he muttered. "Why would you say his name?" The truth was, I didn't understand either. Because lately, my dreams had started changing. I kept seeing Ethan. His face, his touch, his voice whispering things that made me wake up gasping. It wasn't sexual. Not really. More like haunting. Had died 2 years ago. Car crash. I'd never gone to the funeral. And now, in my sleep, he was back. One night, Noah set up his phone to record me sleeping. I didn't know until the next morning. He looked pale when he showed me the video. At first, it was just me tossing and turning. Then my body went rigid, like I'd been electrocuted. My hands shook violently, and I started whispering Ethan's name over and over. Then something strange happened. I smiled. Noah stopped the video. "What the hell is going on?" he said, voice breaking. "Are you doing this on purpose? Is it some kind of sick?" I grabbed his hand. "No, I don't know what's happening." But he pulled away. "You need help." He left that night. I went to the doctor, then a neurologist. They ran tests, EEGs, MRIs. Nothing. Stress, they said. Trauma resurfacing. I started therapy where I told my therapist about Ethan, about the guilt I'd bury, how I'd broken up with him days before his death, how I'd told him, "I never want to see you again." She said my body might be processing suppressed grief, that it wasn't possession or madness. It was memory. But that night, I wasn't so sure, because sometimes in the dark I could feel him, a cold touch on my thigh, a whisper in my ear, a voice that sounded like his saying, "You said you'd never forget me." I moved out of the apartment Noah and I shared. I told him I needed space, time. He didn't argue, but before he left he said, "I loved you, you know." I tried to understand, but it's like you're not even here anymore. And maybe he was right, because every night when I close my eyes, Ethan is waiting, and I don't know if it's love, guilt, or something darker that keeps him there, inside me, shaking, whispering, reminding me of the life I tried to bury. Alternate ending, darker twist. Weeks later, Noah sent me a message. "I forgive you," it said. "I know you weren't cheating." I saw the tape again. There was someone else in the room. Attached was the video. And this time, when I watched it, I saw it too. A shadow beside my bed, a hand brushing my hair, and my sleeping body smiling. The nights after Noah left were the worst. The silence in the apartment wasn't peaceful. It was thick, suffocating, full of something unsaid. I stopped sleeping in the bedroom entirely. Every time I walked past it, I could feel the air shift like the room was holding its breath. I slept on the couch, lights on, wrapped in a blanket that still smelled faintly like him. But even then, sleep didn't feel like rest. It felt like waiting for the shaking to begin, for the whispers to return. It didn't take long. 3 nights after Noah left, I woke up to the sound of my name, soft, familiar. Lena, my heart leapt into my throat. The TV was off. My phone was dead. And yet, there it was again. Lena, I turned my head toward the hallway. The door to the bedroom was slightly open. Just slightly. I knew I'd closed it. Every instinct screamed at me to leave. But something, curiosity, fear, maybe the ghost of love, pulled me forward. I pushed the door open. The room was dark except for the faint blue glow from the street light outside. And on the bed the sheets were moving, slowly, like someone was lying there breathing. I whispered, Noah, but deep down I already knew it wasn't him. When I reached for the lamp and flicked it on, the bed was empty, sheets perfectly smooth, but the pillow on my side was warm. The next morning, I called Noah. Straight to voicemail. I tried again. Nothing. I texted, we need to talk. Something's wrong here. He didn't reply. That evening, my therapist called. She had been reviewing my session notes. Lena, she said gently, I think you might be experiencing sleep paralysis, maybe mixed with trauma-related dissociation. It can make things feel very real. I wanted to believe her. I tried to, but that night, I didn't sleep at all. I couldn't shake the image of the sheets moving, the warmth on the pillow. Days passed. The apartment grew colder, literally colder. The heater worked, but the air never felt warm anymore. My food spoiled faster than it should have. My phone battery drained overnight, even when it wasn't in use. And then, one night, the recording app on my phone started itself. When I woke up and saw the little red icon glowing, my stomach dropped. I pressed play. At first, nothing. Just breathing, mine. Uneven. Then, a whisper. I missed you. A pause. Then another voice, male, soft, close. You said you'd never forget me, Lena. The phone slipped from my hand. My knees went weak. That voice wasn't Noah's. It was Ethan's. I didn't tell anyone. Not at first. I told myself it was my mind. My guilt, my exhaustion, but the next few nights I kept hearing it, and each time it sounded closer. Once, I woke up to see the faint outline of a man sitting at the end of my bed. The same slumped shoulders, the same hair that used to fall into Ethan's eyes. I wanted to scream, but no sound came out. He didn't move, just sat there, watching. When I blinked, he was gone. A week later, Noah finally texted back. We need to talk too. I saw something I can't explain. We met at a neutral ground. He looked exhausted, paler, like he hadn't slept in days either. He slid his phone across the table. Watch, he said. It was the video had recorded of me sleeping, but extended. After the part where I smiled, something else happened. A shape, tall, indistinct, appeared behind me. The outline leaned down, its face close to mine. Then my lips moved, like I was kissing it. I gasped, You edited this. Noah shook his head. His eyes glistened. No, Lena, that's the raw file. We sat in silence. The cough chatter felt distant, muffled, like it belonged to another world. Then he said, I've been seeing him too. What do you mean? At night, in my apartment. I wake up and Hez there, watching me, sometimes touching my shoulder, like Hez angry I left you. My blood ran cold. You think it's Ethan? Noah nodded slowly. I think he never left. After that, everything unraveled. My job started calling. Heidi missed shifts I didn't even remember skipping. My friends stopped texting. My therapist's office said she'd taken an unexpected leave. And Noah disappeared again. The last message I ever got from him said, He wants you, Lena. He always did. He says it's time. That was 3 nights ago. Now I'm writing this from the couch, lights on, candles burning, every mirror in the house covered. I can hear footsteps in the hall. Slow, deliberate. The air feels heavier. There's static on the TV, though it's unplugged. I know what's coming. Has been patient. The worst part, I don't know if I'm terrified or relieved, because part of me still loves him. Part of me misses the way he said my name, and part of me wonders, when he takes me, will it feel like coming home? It's been 6 days since Noah vanished. No police report, no calls, no texts. His apartment door was locked from the inside when I went to look for him. Everything was still there. His wallet, his keys, his half-eaten breakfast on the counter. Only his phone was missing. But I swear I could smell his cologne in the hallway. That sharp, woody scent that used to cling to my clothes after he hugged me. I don't know if it was real. Nothing feels real anymore. That night, I finally decided to leave my apartment. I packed a small bag, just clothes, some cash, my ID. I told myself I was going to my sister's place, 2 hours away. Somewhere with sunlight, noise, other people. Somewhere Ethan couldn't follow. But when I tried to step outside, my legs wouldn't move. It's hard to describe. It wasn't fear exactly. It was like something unseen wrapped itself around me, whispering in my ear, "Don't go. You'll regret it." My hands started shaking. The doorknob turned cold, colder than metal should ever be. Then the door slammed itself shut. I dropped my bag and ran. Straight to the bedroom. Straight to the one place I'd promised myself never to go again. The mirror above the dresser was uncovered. I don't remember uncovering it. But my reflection. It didn't match me. She was smiling. I wasn't. Then she mouthed the words, "Has here." My heart stopped. I turned. Nothing but empty space behind me. When I looked back at the mirror, she was gone. The surface was cracked, split down the middle, as if something had hit it from the inside. And then I heard the breathing again. Not heavy. Not close, but constant. Rhythmic. Familiar. The sound came from under the bed. I didn't look. I couldn't. I just whispered, "What do you want?" Silence. Then, softly, like the breath of a lover, "You." Over the next few days, the world began to decay in small, cruel ways. My reflection would blink when I didn't. The clocks would stop at 3:33 every night, and every single time I closed my eyes, I could see Noah's phone on the table, screen glowing with that same red recording light. Sometimes, when I listened closely enough, I could hear voices, faint, almost like static through a wall. She promised. She's mine. She doesn't remember. I started doubting myself. Was I hallucinating? Was this some kind of punishment for what I'd done? For letting Ethan die, for letting Noah fall apart. But one night, I found something that shattered any hope I had left of calling it madness. I woke up at 4 a.m. to the sound of water running. The bathroom light was on. When I stepped inside, my phone was on the sink, screen lit up with a message, "No video." MP4 it wasn't there before. Hands trembling, I opened it. The video showed Noah, sitting on my couch, the same spot I'd been sleeping on. His face pale, eyes dark, like he hadn't slept in days. He was whispering, "Lena, if you're seeing this, don't trust the mirrors. Don't trust the bed. Don't." The video glitched. And then another voice cut through, distant but deep. It wasn't Noah's. It was Ethan's. "She belongs here, Noah." Noah's face twisted in horror. He turned the camera, and for a split second, I saw the shape again, tall, shadowed, standing in the corner. Then the phone fell. The last thing I saw before the recording ended was a hand, pale, familiar, dragging Noah's body out of frame. That was 3 nights ago. Since then, the noises have stopped. The whispers, the breathing, even the cold. It's quiet now. Too quiet. I've been afraid to sleep. Afraid that if I do, I'll wake up beside someone who isn't alive anymore. But last night something changed. I woke up and the couch was empty. My body was warm. The sheets smelled like cologne again. And there was a note on the table, written in Noah's handwriting. He says we can all be together now. Come back to bed. I don't know how the note got there. The locks were still on the door. This morning, I went to the bedroom again. The mirror repaired, whole. My reflection smiled back at me, and then behind her, 2 shadows appeared. One leaned over my shoulder and whispered into my ear, "See, you were never alone." Now, when I sit on the couch at night, I can feel both of them beside me. Ethan on my right, Noah on my left, breathing in sync. Sometimes they talk to each other. Sometimes they talk to me. Sometimes they laugh. And every time I try to leave, they both whisper the same thing in unison. "You said you'd never forget us." Now I know what they meant. They didn't want forgiveness. They wanted permanence. So tonight, I won't fight. I won't run. The candlelight flickers as I finish writing this. My hands are shaking again. The air feels colder. My reflection is already smiling. I think this time it'll smile back.